But Mark, let's move into our final topic of the podcast, and we're going back to the NFL draft. We haven't had a topic like this in quite some time, I believe, since our mock draft that we did, and we're going to be doing another mock draft in a couple of weeks. I believe it's February 16th is the day we'll be recording that one. But we're looking at the 2018 NFL draft, and we're looking at a prospect that we haven't looked at quite yet. We did the same thing for Baker Mayfield earlier. We're looking for best fits for Josh Allen, quarterback out of Wyoming. Kid just played in the Senior Bowl, had a really good second half in that Senior Bowl, but more importantly, the reason why we're bringing this up is over the weekend, the Baltimore Ravens came out, and this is at Albright NFL, Benjamin Albright, said, source suggests Ravens would be interested in Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen if he is available at 16. Now, it's funny that this comes out because I was just thinking this weekend, who's going to be the faller? Every single draft, we have a faller. We have a guy. Some might think, oh, Johnny Manziel. Some might think Brady Quinn. Some might think Geno Smith. Some might think Laramie Tunsil. Every year, we have a faller, it seems. So this wouldn't surprise me if he falls to 16. But more importantly, I'll kick it off to you. Give me a team who is a best fit for Josh Allen at quarterback.
This one's interesting to me. Josh Allen, I think, definitely had something kind of he had no control over really be a good thing for him. And that was with Baker Mayfield. There was the whole question for these guys with the Senior Bowl. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, which one of these guys is going to rise? Which one of these guys are going to fall?
Baker almost didn't play. He almost said, no, I'm not going to play.
And when he did play, he really didn't do much of anything. He didn't necessarily lower his draft stock, but he just kind of left it there hanging. Josh Allen, yes, he had that rough first half, but he got back in the second half and really showed people that, even with adversity, he can come back. He can still be successful. Josh Allen did a lot for himself. Baker Mayfield didn't do much of anything. So people who are debating which one of these guys is number 3, even if some people want to say which guy is number 2, I think that Josh Allen put himself, easily above Baker Mayfield right now. And maybe that some people will be upset by me saying that, but I do think he just put himself in a lot of GM's minds above Baker Mayfield, who didn't do really anything in the Senior Bowl.
Then give me a team. Who would he fit with?
What I'm going to say is, I'm going to say the Jets.
Okay.
I like him going to the Jets.
Okay.
And I think before I might have said that Baker Mayfield to the Jets. I might have had that, or at least was thinking about it in the mock drafts before. I know that we want to say that Elway really loves him, and therefore Denver, because they're right before the New York Jets. But I like this for the Jets. I think the Jets have nice receiving options out there. Their defense, it's better than a lot of people think that this defense is. It's a nice safety net for him to be in, to not have to be an amazing quarterback day one, but to kind of ease his way in. There's not really a lot of competition out there, but they could re-sign a veteran to kind of, like I said, get that safety net so that way Josh Allen doesn't have to start day one. It can be a Mike Glennon type of situation of let him play until he sucks and then let the young kid come in. I think that could be something that would certainly work. The problem with the Jets is they need to kind of retool the run game in order for a young quarterback to be successful.
You had Josh Allen last mock draft. I had him at number 4 to the Broncos. You had him 13 to the Redskins. So that's where we had Josh Allen right there. The one team, and I'm going to go with my shock team at the beginning. After watching, because I'm starting to dive into the film a little bit more in February and throughout basically February to the draft. Going to be doing film breakdowns again, so I'm diving into some of this film a little bit more in depth. And with Josh Allen, the thing that I noticed that he's really good at is play faking on play action. He has a skill that I have not seen in quite some time did he hand the ball off? Nope. He slickly kept it to himself. And I know that defenses at the next level are not going to bite on that as easy and are not going to get fooled by that easy, but you could trick some defenses at the next level with those skills. The team that I was thinking of, and I know this is going to sound crazy because I mocked Mel Kiper for making this pick in his last mock draft, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cleveland Browns thought about Josh Allen. Because you know what we just talked about in the last topic of, oh, what if the Browns go Saquon Barkley? What if the Browns are thinking to themselves, you know what? We like Josh Allen. Nobody's going to take Josh Allen at 2 or 3. The Giants won't take him. The Colts won't take him. We could take Saquon at 1, get our running back, then at 4, get a Josh Allen. And the only thing that makes this not the absolute best fit is because I don't think Josh Allen's a guy you start day 1. I don't think he is. I think he's a guy, if he sat the first full year in the NFL, I think it would be like a Goff situation where he could come out second year and be a lot better. But I just think in my head, Hugh Jackson wants to be a run offense. So why not go and grab the guy at number 1 that's going to help you do that in Saquon Barkley? You get your running back of the future, number 1. Then you go ahead and get the guy at number 4 with your next pick, barring the Giants or Colts taking him over Darnold or Rosen. However, the Browns would be happy with either one of those at 4. You could then go and get Allen at 4, a guy who is amazing on the play action, can throw on the run. The only thing that I kind of question with Allen is his accuracy and his decision-making. However, you can work on accuracy, and the quarterback guru that you have at head coach, the self-proclaimed quarterback guru, could probably help him on his decision-making.
A dangerous thing for Josh Allen is that he's got a cannon arm. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's a guy who trusts
tremendous
his
arm strength.
Yeah, he trusts that arm. And, you know, if he's going to a team where they're going to need him to be just this dink and dunk accurate guy, you're going to run into some trouble. Yeah. If he's going to go to a team where they're going to let him kind of unleash a little bit and let him sling it.
Which could work in Cleveland.
Let him be a gunslinger. I like that idea. And, you know, really, I think that even though people would kind of laugh at Cleveland, I think, for going that route, it's a very smart move. You get the best running back and you get the quarterback that you like. The dangerous thing for that is, damn, is that a muddy quarterback field. With Kaiser, who you just took last year, didn't really work that well.
It's just Kaiser and Allen in my mind then. It's just Kaiser and Allen. Kessler's then pushed to the side.
He would have to be, but it's still muddy. Because, I mean, it's not like you went out and you grabbed Darnold or Rosen, the surefire thing.
Josh Allen, who's the project.
Yeah, exactly. You drafted a guy who has a little bit of work going into it. It would be tough.
Here's another thing, though, to think about, and this is just me trying to sell this a little bit.
Sure.
All of this is also predicated on them taking Saquon at number 1.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be your bell cow. When Hugh Jackson came in, he said, we got to run the ball better. I believe even like 3 games into 2016, he's like, we got to run the ball better. How do you do that? You get the best player and the best running back in this field at number 1. Also, I could just see it right now. Play action to Saquon, gets the defense to bite because Saquon will be good at the next level. And then you got Gordon and Coleman going deep. Turn Coleman into that deep threat we thought he was going to be coming out of college. We know Josh Gordon can be that deep threat. And I can see it right now. Just Allen lofting it up, arm strength all the way out to Josh Gordon for some big touchdowns.
Sure. It's all, like you said, it all depends on having that good run game. You don't have that run game developed, it's not going to work out for you at all.
Let me ask you this. The team that we mentioned earlier, what if he does fall to 16? Could he be a good fit for the Ravens?
I think he could, because for the Ravens, he's not going to play for a while.
Because you got Wacko Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's there. Joe Flacco's not going to lose that job for a while. The dangerous side of that, too, is Joe Flacco's not going to lose that job for a while. You know, this isn't a Paxton Lynch. You drafted him so he could sit a year and then play. That didn't happen either. That would turn into almost like a Jimmy Garoppolo situation.
And Flacco's under contract for 3 more seasons. Well, he's under contract for, 4 more. He's got 18, 19, 20, 21, and then he's a free agent in 22.
Yeah, so you're almost running into the Tom Brady situation with Jimmy G, which is totally possible. You can make it work. I mean, you have a 5th-year option.
However, there is a potential out after 2019.
Yeah.
So you could go 2 years potential out, cut your losses, and go with Josh Allen if he's if you're seeing hey, we're going to get rid of you early rather than late.
Yeah. And it's totally possible. I mean, who knows what happens looking 4 years in the future, 3 years in the future even. You don't know. Joe Flacco could just completely fall off the face of the earth. Not saying that he will. I'm just saying anything is possible. So I think the Ravens is more of I think that comment is yeah, sure. I mean, if he's there, we'll think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's anything too convincing.
He's a guy that we've had mocked. I know you had him at 13 the last one, but we've had him mocked top 5, top 6 kind of a quarterback, but that may be necessarily because of the teams that we got there.
Not necessarily not that he is a top 5 player, just that there's like 4 teams that need quarterback in the top 5.
What's another team that
2 of them are Cleveland.
What's another team that you were personally thinking about? I know I threw the Ravens on you, but what's another team you were thinking, hey, Josh Allen's here, pretty good?
Yeah, I do like also to talk about falling back. I do like an Arizona possibility.
Really?
I do.
That's one where I'm not really sold on it because he'd have to start right away.
But the thing that I like about it is you have a defensive-minded coach who's going to come in there with a defense that's already good.
You do have David Johnson coming back.
And then, run game. You've got Larry Fitzgerald, who maybe is going to play next year. There's enough pieces there to where he can come in and he can be good to start off with. And I think having the defensive-minded coach is actually a good thing in this case because you know that he's going to have a good defense that will help him out, bail him out. They will be the one that gives him plenty of time to work out there. I think that's a good benefit to have.
Here's another one I'm going to throw out here. And Arizona, you're talking me into it. Let me double or nothing you here or raise you this team. If he falls past the Jets, let's say he falls out of the top 10, falls past the Redskins. Let's say at 14, Buffalo Bills pick up the phone. Hey, Green Bay, what do you want for your pick? Because we want Josh Allen. Buffalo would be a similar one. You got you got Shady McCoy there. You've got Calvin Benjamin as your number 1 wide receiver. From what we know, I get people are like, but Ricky, they have Nathan Peterman. Have you seen Nathan Peterman this year?
I don't think a single person said, Ricky, they have Nathan Peterman.
Do you think he's the answer? Because I don't think he's the answer. Plus, we all know the Bills hate Tyrod Taylor and want to get him out of town as soon as possible. What if the Bills traded up for him to either leapfrog the Ravens or the Cardinals?
I mean, I could see it happening if they trade up. I mean, I don't necessarily know that he'll get all the way back there. But yeah, it's another good situation where he'll have pieces around him. I don't know if I trust the upper echelons in Buffalo only because of the way they disrespected and treated Tyrod Taylor. But if they're going and getting the guy, they're probably pretty happy with him and Josh Allen, so he'll probably have a better luck of it. All this guy really needs is a good running back and hopefully a good wide receiver to throw the ball to, and that's going to let him out there. Now, the dangerous thing before you mentioned the completion percentage, it's scary because your completion percentage doesn't get better when you enter the NFL. Very rarely does that happen. Usually it goes down.
Because the defenses get better.
Yeah, so it's starting, at what, 56? Doesn't have much room to go down.
Well, and I mean, the thing, and this is another thing that this plays into decision making. When I've been watching him and kind of dissecting his film, the thing that I saw from him is, at first when I looked at it, I wanted to say, because I was kind of thinking player comp in my head.
Yeah.
At first I'm like, this kid's got a little bit of Brett Favre in him. Meaning, gunslinger, guys triple covered, fuck it, I'm going to throw it kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Or I'm bootlegging out to the side, I'm not throwing it out of bounds, I'm going to try to hit my receiver with this strong arm. And there were some where I know Josh Jackson, cornerback at Iowa, made him pay for this. In the Boise game, he got paid for this. And a safety from Utah State also made him pay for this, of rolling out, looking down one receiver. There was one that he even pump faked too. He pumped and then threw it, and the safety still came over and said, nope, not falling for that pump, interception.
Yeah.
So, I look at that and I go, in my head, I'm thinking of the top guys. You go against a Jalen Ramsey, who is one of the best corners in the game. I don't care what Hayward from Los Angeles says. You also have, if he goes up against the Vikings, Harrison Smith and Sendejo and Rhodes and Waynes, they'll have a field day with Josh Allen if he keeps doing that. That is a big concern with him, is that when he played higher level teams in college, he didn't play that well. Well, when you go to the NFL, competition only goes up. It doesn't go down.
Yep. It's going to be tough of a transition. I think this is a quarterback that can work in the NFL. He needs the right situation. That's what it comes down to. This isn't a number one overall. It doesn't matter where he's going. He's going to make that team better. That's not what's going on here. He needs a good team to be a part of.
Let me ask you this twofold question.
Okay.
Number one, could you look into your crystal ball and see Josh Allen falling completely out of the first round?
Yeah.
Second off, do you think that's going to happen? That was not part of the question. Just, do you think it's going to happen? That he falls completely out of the first round?
No, I think somebody will probably take him in the first round, even if it's a team having to trade up.
Here is part two. Without trades right now, just based off of the draft order.
Yeah.
The lowest he falls, the lowest team he'll fall to. What's going to be the team that goes, we can't pass him up here?
Probably Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
I got one team below that I could see drafting him. The Vikings. If he gets to, I'm not saying he's going to be, but if he gets to 30, the Vikings could sit there and go, we're not really sold on Case Keenum. We don't know if Teddy Bridgewater's going to come back. He's a guy that is really good at play action. I mean, come on. We've got Dalvin Cook coming back, and we've got Latavius Murray and McKinnon. We've got the backfield for him. We've got the wide receivers and the tight end for him to throw to. We just got to work with him for a year? Oh, wait, that's right. We franchise tag Case Keenum. Let's go ahead and draft Josh Allen. If he gets to 30, that's the last team that I think would go. Like, there's no way he falls past 30 in my mind, especially if the Vikings franchise tag Case Keenum and keep him around for another year. Sit him for the full year. Go ahead, then have Josh Allen be the guy to take over after another kind of gap year with Case Keenum. However, I think the absolute best fits for him, and I'll do mine first and then you'll do yours to end this. My absolute best fits, either the Ravens at 16 or I'm going to say the Redskins at 13 if they franchise tag Kirk Cousins. My mindset is Josh Allen needs to sit 1 year. Needs to sit, needs to learn the speed of the game, needs to learn to make better decisions at the NFL level before you just go ahead and throw him in there. Could he be successful in Arizona, a Buffalo? Yes, but best fit, either a Ravens or a Redskins with Kirk Cousins. How about you?
If I'm going to go purely on he's going to sit and learn for a little bit, my best fit's the New York Giants.
Well, it's whatever you think. Do you think he's going to have to sit? Do you think he can play out?
I think he's going to end up playing right out, whether right or wrong. But if he was going to have to sit somewhere, New York's the best place to do it. For the Giants, my best one, even though I said the Jets first, I'm going to say the best place for him really is Arizona. I think that's a great place to be for any young quarterback because there's such a great safety net for you to where you can be successful and you just have a great team and a good coach around you.
I mean, and the thing that you sold me a little bit on Arizona, they got the defense and they've got the run game, especially David Johnson coming back from injury. Hopefully he'll be back to shape this upcoming year. This is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below. What do you think of Josh Allen so far? What do you think are the best fits for him in the NFL? Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And also, thank you guys for either watching or listening the Onside Kick this week. A little housekeeping here at the end. Same thing I do at the beginning. Number one, if you like what we're doing here, make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. Help support the channel. Number two, if you have an iTunes account, you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and give the podcast a 5-star rating. Also, if you want an MVP t-shirt, that information is also down below in the description. And last but not least, go ahead, check out mostvaluablepodcast.com. That's where you'll find everything that we'll ever post. You can go ahead, bookmark it, check it every day. Make sure you never miss any of the Most Valuable Podcast content. I want to thank you guys yet again for either watching on YouTube or listening on any podcast service around the world. But as always, have a good day, everybody.